outlet. We're back. And we have our good friend Sam, the owner of Sinopa Publishing, with us with a brand new campaign. Welcome.
Good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yep. I was kind of gone in 2025, but we're coming back with the fierceness. We got a lot of campaigns planned this year. But yeah, man. Rayne of Ages. How's that for a blast, right? Let's see here. I need to put my eyes on so I can see. Yep, that's us.
So I can see.
Yep, that's us. So yeah, we are on the 4th issue. Of course, Rayne of Ages is our black and white dark fantasy adventure comic. Nick and I tried to fund this, I think this was right around election time, 2024, or right after the election, something like that, and didn't reach goal. So while I've been dealing with a lot of family stuff, Nick's been drawing. I've been putting money into the project, and we are actually factually done. That's a proof copy, and we found 3 different things that we needed to correct because of it. So I've got that file corrected, and we're going to be ordering books this coming week because the campaign will end on Friday. We'll probably order books on Thursday, depending on what the numbers look like, and then that way we'll get them in about 10 to 15 days for both covers. So we got the cover A by Aisha Gulsanev, who's done the A cover on everything in this story arc so far, the introductory story arc. And then cover B by Walter Giovanni, which I think a lot of people recognize that name, with colors by Nick Capone. And I tell you, we've got the covers are sharp. The interiors are still the same Nick Capone goodness.
I went and ordered some Nick Capone goodness on my pull list last year because he colored a certain old cartoon book of the Wacky Races.
Wacky Races. Yep. Nick's been doing a lot. He's been doing work for it's easier to say who he hasn't been doing work for. He hasn't been coloring for Marvel. But I mean, he's colored for Dynamite and I mean, really, pretty much everybody, everybody who's really putting books out anyway. I mean, I imagine there's a few creators he hasn't, don't get me wrong, but I mean, he's colored, God. I'm trying to think of anyone other than Marvel he hasn't colored for at some point that has a big name in indie scenes, and nothing's coming to mind. I don't think he's colored anything for Antarctic Press, now I think about it. But other than that, I think he's done a little bit for everybody.
Have you done anything for Mad Cave?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I believe.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken. I think like 2022, 2023, something like that.
Nice.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did back then. And he actually got brought on for another company. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but he's doing coloring on one of their main product lines. So he's going to be a busy, busy man. Of that, there is no doubt. So, bro, you and I have been on the show a number of times together. And do you know that, we've had a bunch of campaigns on Kickstarter. We've had a handful of them that didn't fund, but every single one that did fund, we've fulfilled. And this one's probably going to be one of the fastest fulfillments we've ever done for Kickstarter. Really playing catch up on the time we lost last year while I was out of action. But I'll tell you, man, that whole process of keeping the teams working, I think is paying off pretty well because we're getting some fantastic work. Just wait until you see what we have coming on the 25th.
Something special.
Yep. So for the audience out there, I've teased them a little bit and showed them the line art. but we'll go ahead and make sure that he gets to see the colors when they're done, which should be tomorrow. A little something special. So, what do you questions do you have for me about Rayne of Ages, brother? What do you remember? What do you don't remember? What are you looking forward to?
I got and read, I think was number two.
Oh,
He was crawling through the rubble on her way to on the way through a castle.
right. They're on their way. Came out of the ruins of where she was at, and then issue 3 was an encounter on the path to the castle. Issue 4 is another encounter as they get to the castle, and then issue 5 we're going to see the interior of the castle. We got a lot of stuff going on with that, and then when we get to the last part of issue 5, we discover a few things about how long it has been since Rayne was frozen in stone, right? Trapped as she was petrified.
Yeah.
And that'll give us a little bit of guidance on what's going on in the world, the fate of the Elven Empire. And then also at the very end page, it'll introduce the villain for issue 6. But issue 5 actually concludes the Blood and Stone arc, the introduction to the world and to the characters, right? Um, and then issue 6 is its fully contained self-contained story. Now Nick is actually signing over Rayne of Ages to me after 5, and he will, of course, he still gets co-creator credits and everything, of course, because he's the co-creator and he's done fantastic work. But he's founded Sky Maiden Studios, and he has 3 other titles he's working on right now for his. So everyone's moving up a little bit, man. We're growing in cool ways. In fact, on the back of Rayne of Ages issue 4, we're hosting a Sky Maiden Studios ad for the first time. So that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And we got some of the interior pages here. Again, that Nick Capone greatness.
So cool.
And we got this lettered by Taylor Esposito. He's already paid. Our cover artists have been paid forever. It's just me and Nick getting this book out to the world for everyone to enjoy. And then I think after 5, we'll get Nick to do new covers for all 5 and then go through the traditional market release as issue 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, the Blood and Stone series, the Blood and Stone arc, rather, of Rayne of Ages. And but like, I don't know if you remember this or not, we don't reprint the covers from Kickstarter, so it'll be whole new cover options.
So as I'm staring at her outfit, and maybe it's just me because you know me, I'm a little mental. So her outfit, the first thing that stuck out was, the darker colors, pop out more because it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Between her legs and her bodice, it kind of looks like a Felix the Cat clock.
I didn't even see that. That's interesting. Yeah, it's not meant to be. But I get where you would get that.
Every Rorschach can stuff.
Yeah, my therapist, I'll have to tell her about that. Like, you're not going to believe what he said. She'll probably say something like, well, I can't unsee that now. Thanks, Sam. My therapist is cool, man. Although she tells me that I give her bad dreams.
Then don't let her talk to me.
But look at these details on this, man. So he wanted a harpy as the villain. I had another villain in mind, but the harpy works for the geography and the setting. So I was okay with that. But I love how he did the panel breaks on this with the claws. I thought that was just a really cool take on it. And then switching from the normal human vision to the vision the harpy has. Really, really magnificent work.
Seeing work like this and some of the page layout in the Absolute Wonder Woman, a lot of this stuff the way that the way he did the page breaks here and some of the stuff I've seen there remind is very reminiscent of some of Frank Thorne's independent work.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, especially with the contrast between the scenery and then the
Yeah,
panels in the middle. So you go from observing nature to observing just like a field of view. Yeah, I can see that comparison. Rayne freaking out, Lulana just saying, oh, I'm shooting." When they snatch up our colleagues, it's time to start throwing fire. It's like we said before. They're swinging swords, slinging spells, and slaying monsters.
the three best things to do in a fantasy book.
I tell you.
Well, that and Glog, but
Now this is a little homage to the creator of Dragon Ball, because he had died while we were working on the script and the initial pages, and so we wanted to make sure that we put in something just to celebrate him. And so it's been a couple of years now. That's what happens when you take a year off. But he's got a little credit on the text on the bottom for his memory on that, because he was something, man. He was something. We basically did a lightning bolt version of a spirit bomb.
pretty cool. Look at you with all the Easter eggs.
I know. Well, we got a lot of them in the series just for the D&D campaign setting that's written in, So we might as well take and make sure that we attribute stuff and put things out there correctly. But I'll tell you, the nice part about having everything done and everyone paid already is that we can keep our prices down. And so we did the best prices we could and actually get some funding in. But yeah, $10 for 4 PDFs. That's 100 and something pages of comics for $10. That's gonna be hard to match.
Yeah, that's almost what you pay for a Marvel book of 24 pages, and 13 of them are all ads.
Well, we don't have any ads in the book other than on the back cover, and that one of them's for Sky Maiden, and then one of them's for a coming project we're doing. But we've got print copies, of course. The Aishagul Senev issues 1 through 3, as well. You can get both of the covers for this issue, and that is actually a photograph of them, not a mock-up, because we have, like I said, we usually print in volume. But we are running really, really low on 1, 2, and 3. So trying to get those out into the world and keep on keeping on, as it were. But the set looks really nice together. And then we dug out some of the that sounds bad. I pulled out inventory to check to see what we had, and I found some little treasures that we were able to put in as add-ons. So the J.P. Buzio Rayne of Ages issue 1 Virgin variant, he did a fantastic job on that. Really love his take on it. And then the Nick Capone Virgin variant we did for issue 1, and that one we didn't. Both of those, I don't think we printed more than 250 of them or 200 of them, something like that. So I mean, we really are really low on those. But we made all the print books $10, just $10 each.
Not a problem to have.
You broke up real bad then.
It's not a bad problem to have, though.
Yeah. But we will have to go in and get more covers done. Rayne of Ages issue 3, the Virgin variant cover. We've got that add-on because we only have 40 of them left. Well, 43 of them left. I'm keeping a few back for the archive. The archive is a fancy word for my collection.
I knew what it was. It's your secret stash.
Yeah, I know, right? And due to political tensions, war, and some countries being real dicks right now, there's a bunch of countries we can't ship to. which is sad because some of these places have regular customers of mine. But
Yeah.
I've already contacted the guys in Israel, Omar in the UAE. What's up, Omar? I know you'll see this eventually, bro. Um, and a couple other locations, but we can't ship to them right now due to the war in Iran. So I'm just gotta set some back and hold on to them. And I still need to get a photo of Taylor Esposito and get it loaded up in there. And then Brian Lee, I've got to get his too, but I've not been able to reach Brian, and Taylor's been busy, so I've been able to talk to him briefly. I just haven't gotten the picture from him.
Sweet. The blooded sword.
Yeah, you got to clean it off. So we actually have the not safe for work variant of that too. I think I've got like 20 or 30 of those left. And or maybe more than that actually, now I think about it. It might be 40. But I can't put them on the Kickstarter campaign. You know?
Yeah, it's where the way things are going.
Yeah. So I'll have to figure something out. I think we're gonna tease out like for Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms issue 2, because that we had tried to fund right before the 2024 presidential election, and
Yep.
everyone on Kickstarter was seeing lower numbers, and we absolutely didn't catch any traction. None of our social media posts were getting anywhere near what we usually got because everything was taken up with political stuff. So, and I'm firmly convinced that was what was going on. But we didn't fund. We've got some pages done. We've got the covers done. We still got like 22 pages left to do. So we're gonna be working on that for basically a lot through July, and hopefully get the chance to launch at the end of August, with the goal being to get it fulfilled before Christmas.
So here's an off Reign of Ages question.
Lay it on me.
Is anything happening with 47 Furious Tales?
Yes, indeed. Actually, I am doing some script revisions this weekend and sending them to Alexia Veldhausen. She is going to be moving again. She's still staying in Europe, but she's moving again, and so it'll probably be August before she can really get to work. But I'm hoping that we can get enough done that we can either launch in January or February. Ideally, I would like to have the entire book done before we launch, if at all possible.
Yeah.
That's going to kind of depend on how much money we can raise from preceding campaigns. Just like the same thing is true for what we're trying to do for Tibby, the same thing that we're working on for Rayne. Every campaign, I don't take revenue from these. I put the money that I would make, and I just put it back into the next project. And so we roll from one book to the other book, trying to get more done, more funded as we go. And hopefully, if things work out pretty well, by mid 2028, all of our comics should hopefully come to crowdfunding complete and just ready to print, so long as we meet the schedule I've got laid out, which means we've got to fund and hopefully overfund a little bit what we've got to fund. Like this one for Rayne of Ages, we only have a 1,500 goal. That's our bare minimum to get the book printed and everything. And then we'll see subsequent revenue from sales outside the Kickstarter, obviously. Nick is going to be working on Rayne of Ages issue 5 probably within the next couple of weeks, in addition to the other projects he's working on. So we will hope to launch 5 complete and fully done, and get it fulfilled before the end of the year. So we are packing a lot of work in this year to try and get things ramped up and get these books out to people. This will be our 11th comic release, Rayne 4. If all goes according to plan, we'll get Necroholic issue 4 out. We'll get Tibby out. Rayne 5. Rayne 6 will be next year, but we'll hopefully get everything done before that's launched too. And then also we have Art by Humans magazine that was supposed to launch last year that will be launching this year. All of the art in that is done. I am trying to get an article from a particular legendary comic creator. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that or not, though, but I'm hoping. And we'll splatter his name on the front page then and let everyone know, oh, cool. So, yeah. But we've got fantastic art in there from Alexia Veldhausen, from Nick Capone, Kelsey Cohen-Hardigan, Sandra Cole. Yeah, including pieces that no one's ever seen before. Work from Damian Torres and Pete Vasquez. Yeah, and Pete wrote a really nice article for us. So that's in there. It's concerns. I've talked to Pete, and we're having him put together a series of articles over the first 3 issues of Art by Humans, basically addressing different concerns when you're prepping for conventions, what you're doing at conventions, things like that. So I think there's a lot to be said. Now, we will probably have an ad in that book. But I can't say who's from yet because we haven't signed the contract yet.
It'll be an ad from somebody.
Yep, there'll be an ad from somebody. There will. And, with me, there's no telling. I will tell you that we also have a superhero story that we are going to be staffing for in April. As I was telling you off camera, I have a manga I'm writing for a manga company. And their lead illustrator is going to be working with me on one of my titles. So that's kind of cool. You broke up. I couldn't hear you.
You said very nice.
Yep. It's going to be a busy year, brother. It's going to be a busy year. Plus conventions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna put your number one salesperson back to work.
Well, dude, I'm going to tell you a little something. Let me tell you a story. We had we've been to 2 conventions this year. We went to Lexington Toy and Comic Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And my youngest, Willow, was working with me there for 3 days. She worked, or 2 days. She worked Saturday and Sunday. She did pretty well. And it had been a minute. It had been probably 6 or 7 months she'd done a con. And then a couple months later, we did Lexicon, which is a game convention in Lexington that's at this small hotel convention center. And over the days that we were there, they had 800 and something people there. They sold completely out before the con opened. So they literally couldn't sell tickets at the door because it was completely sold out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we had 800 and something people plus the vendors, right? And then it's a game convention. So a huge amount of space is dedicated to role-playing games and role-playing game tables and board game tables. I mean, probably 60% of the floor space is gaming space. So this convention basically pays for several hundred people to have space to come in and play games and just kick around and have a great time. It's a fantastic convention. We were the only people there that I saw that had their own comic, right? Now, we had our art prints as well, and we had our own RPG. There were a couple other RPG guys. But my youngest was there with me Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday morning, we're there early. We're there, I want to say we were there a little bit before 9. A little bit before 9. The venue opened at 10, but the VIPs could get in a little early. I am pulling the cloth off the second of our 2 tables. And my little Willow says, Daddy, we need the card reader. And in the hour before the convention opened, she sold $95 worth of comics, prints, and role-playing games in less than an hour before the con opened. Okay? The first sale, I still had the sheet from the table in my hand because the second one wasn't even off yet. The very next day, I pull the first sheet off. I go and I grab the other, and I hear, Daddy, we need the card reader, because she's just sold a $25 foil art print. I've literally only pulled one cloth up, folded it, grabbed another, and she's already sold something to somebody.
You
You
can
broke
sell
up.
Eskimos ice cream.
Well, I mean, she got paid. She got paid this time too. It's not just like the extra money from dad to go look at the con, but she actually made money. You know, she what did I pay her? I think I paid her $90 or something like that. Now the truth is that she didn't work the whole con. She spent a lot of time playing board games. But the time she was working, man, she was earning money. You know, she probably sold $400 worth of stuff over the weekend by herself. You broke up real bad.
You're just there to carry these and set them up.
She's getting really good at it. You know, she loves going to cons. She has a blast. She's still real bad about trading with people. Like she'll go buy something and then trade it with someone else and trade up and everything. She still does that. And I sometimes she comes back and I'm like, I sent you with $10. Why do you have $60 worth of merchandise? I was trading stuff. Of course you were. Okay. So she came back with like little 3D printed dinosaurs and articulated dragons and two art prints and a little knitted yarn Yoda, about 3 inches big. And yeah, I don't know what she bought the first time that she started trading with, but that's what she did. Every con we go to, she's like that. She'll buy something she likes, and then she'll find something else she likes better. She'll trade for it. I couldn't make out any of that, bro. You broke up real bad.
Jim Zub's has some D&D press book that he's written, and one of them is crocheting the creatures from D&D,
Really?
and they've been getting asked for that book. It doesn't come out for another couple of months,
Uh huh.
and Jim's people and her people have them sharing a couple of tables at, I think, San Diego,
Mm.
and but they've been getting requests from people that were just looking for that. That's all they want.
Yep.
They want to learn how to crochet, you know,
D&D
a bit
monsters.
all the D&D monsters
Yep.
and you know, mimic chests and crazy
Yep.
stuff like that. I'm like, I find that hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, the Lexington Toy and Comic Festival, we had a lot of comic creators there. Um, I met a few people that I really, really greatly admire as well. People I hadn't met before, including, well, if I say one of them, I'm going to say all of them. I let's just say I met some guys I really admire, right? And I was talking to this one particular gentleman, and I'll give you a hint. He used to draw Thor back in the late 80s and early 90s. Okay. But I'm talking with him and his wife, and he was asking where was a good place to eat. And so I told him where the best barbecue joint in Lexington is. And I tell him the whole lowdown of like some of the different stuff they had. And his wife is just digging this, right? He's like, man, that sounds good, but I became a vegetarian like 5 or 6 years ago. And his wife is like just sitting there smiling, and he turns around because you know how when people are married and they know when someone's happy, and he just turns around and says, but she's definitely getting some barbecue. I'm like, there you go, man. So he ended up taking her to go get barbecue after that night. And I saw him the next day. She's like, that was some really good barbecue. I'm like, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And so it's wild. You know, you can see. And of course, I had several friends there. You know, my friend Scott Fraga with the Arcania LLC does a lot of custom D&D tables, gaming tables, hardwood engraved DM screens, custom dice towers, all kinds of stuff. He's an incredible artisan. They did really, really, really swift business as well. And then we were right next to a dice company from the UK. And one of the ladies there had flown in from the UK to do that convention. And so she was having pretty significant culture shock because I guess it was her first time in the United States, right? And she's like, It's so weird. I expected the Americans to have guns. Like, no, 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 we don't carry guns in conventions. The guns are in the cars. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, really, the guns are in the cars. And then she's like, do you have a gun in the car? I said, I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's the same sad story you're going to hear from a lot of us. I lost most of my guns in a tragic boating accident. And the guy who was right next to him, who's from Hazard, Kentucky, by the way, just fell out laughing because she absolutely did not get it. And she's like, oh my God, did anyone get hurt? I'm like, no, we all made it to shore. But alas, I lost a lot of my best weapons. He was rolling. And she's like, it's not funny. The man was in a boating accident. I was like, I appreciate that, dear. Make sure you tell the ATF when they ask. She's like, I will. I'm like, all right, cool. And that's how I got an accomplice from the UK.
So over 2 years ago,
Yes.
before Thomas had passed, him and I both backed the Frizzitos project of the tabletop Fire and Ice game,
Mm-hmm.
and it just finally came in.
How is it?
It looked amazing. So I got it, and there's a bunch of giant styrofoam peanuts and the game box, about like yay big.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a small box because we both backed it on the early bird, which towards the end of the movie, when they're flying the dragon flyers into the ice layer, you see like the voodoo witch woman on the mountain shaking her arms. Um, that was like an early bird special exclusive. So I got that one with the card. I didn't open up the cards or anything. I just peeled it away like layer by layer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it took so long that they turned around and sent a like one of the hard cardboard envelopes with the zip pull on it.
Mm-hmm.
I open it up. There are two exclusives for Fire and Ice #1. One's a Virgin variant. Now I haven't opened up these books to find out where they're from. Um, one's a beautiful Virgin variant with all three major characters on it: the Tigra and the two fighting guys. She's the only important one. Um, and then the other one is a line art version
An artist edition? Oh, wow.
from Joseph Michael Linsner. I will post pictures of it later because you can't show it on camera because it won't pick up the line art. It's just like it looks like a scrambled cable channel when you try to show it like on a live feed.
So, do you have a lamp, like a regular lamp with a lampshade?
Yeah.
So, here's the trick. What you're going to do is you're going to turn off the overhead light.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tip the lampshade and then make sure it's propped up on something so that the light comes through the shade and diffuses, and that those lines will pop when you take the shot.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of like all the minis are very many.
Yeah.
So you've got the Evil Mother, you've got Tigra, you've got Dark Wolf, Larn, um, the bad son, as I will call him. He looks like he actually, like in the movie. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, he looks like the evil son from the old Voltron cartoon, the Prince.
You know,
They
I
both
I
got
could I could
flowing white hair, same build, sword.
I can kind of see that. I think the only thing different is the angles on the face, but
Yeah,
the overall character design is real similar.
the entire bottom row are all the uh all the cavemen henchmen from the mother, and I think the brother's in there, and somebody else. I know if you like went higher up in the tiers, you could get like, more pieces. And I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of money. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm notoriously habitually broke myself because I keep putting the money back that Sonopa makes into other projects.
Hmm.
But I'll tell you, there is a project that I am backing um, probably next week, and it's the Aria collection. The Aria,
I was gonna ask you. I every time I saw the ad on Facebook for that, I tried to send it to you, but I was on a page where we're not connected, or it wasn't letting me tag you
Mhm.
to
I've
to
I've
send
got
it.
it I've got it saved to remind me to make sure I don't miss it because that was always one of my favorites. And
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know.
I'm getting I'm getting that, and it's $75. Um, I can't believe I'm spending $75, but I am. I'm saving the money back little by little. So
Well, that's what I had to do because I hadn't started my monthly pull list over a year ago, and I had backed because I loved the '90s original Valiant line,
yeah.
and they did the classic Harbinger Omnibus, which is the entire run in one book.
God, how big is that book? 300 pages?
Uh, like 1,080.
I didn't realize there was that many issues on it. Holy crap.
At the same
Well, that makes
time,
sense because I don't think Valiant was ever really big about putting ads in the book itself. Maybe on the cover, back cover, but yeah, it's amazing what happens when you put content in over that.
yeah,
I'll tell you, I want to do with Tibby is I want to get one of these edible companies to sponsor us. I think we could do very well with because we printed when Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms funded. We printed 5,450 books. I remember that very specifically because we ordered 5,000 the regular cover with the trade dress, 400 Virgin variants, and then we ordered 50 holochromes from Comics Wellspring to have them do that. And I am down to 700 copies of the main cover, and I think I have like 30 or 40 uh, 30 or 40 Virgin variants left, and that's it. We have sold over 4,000 copies of Tibby physically since 2023.
just issue one.
Just issue one. And then
Wow.
when Anarch Press put it out for us, they printed 1,500. They printed 1,000 regular cover that I bought a whole new cover from Damian Torres because like I said, we don't reprint stuff. And then they did a foil version of the line art of the Kickstarter cover, so it didn't have any of the colors on it, just flat out foil. And I did not get any comps for that because the entirety of that sold out. 1,500 is not a lot of books, but it's a lot on an Anarch Press line, right? And so I had some some comic shops that were calling me to see if I had any copies because they had people who wanted to get that book. And I said, well, I've got the Kickstarter copies, but I don't have any Anarch Press covers. Like, well, we really need the Anarch Press covers. I said, well, I don't have any, so that you're gonna have to reorder those, and maybe we can get a reprint going. And then, sure enough, the next month the Diamond bankruptcy hit, and from what I understand, none of those reorders made it to AP. They didn't send that data. So 1,500 copies, and that was it. But I mean, I bought I bought my own freaking book, man, off eBay. And I got it today. I got I bought both covers for $30. And here's the really hilarious part: the money I used to pay for that was from the sales through Comics Mainstream distribution, because they had just paid me again for another month. And I used the money that I had in PayPal that I really need to keep better track of because I hadn't emptied PayPal in a while, and paid for that through PayPal, and then took the rest of the cash out because I was like, yeah, I can't have that sitting there. But yeah, so my other books, like the other copies of Tibby and 47 and Rayne, paid for the 30 something dollars I spent on this one, on onto these two books. It's a bizarre freaking world, bro.
It's
Oh, you broke up real bad, man. Try that again.
it's too bad when you have to buy your own books off of eBay.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they didn't have any in inventory to give us comps. I'm like, hey man, cool problem to have. Let's get those reorders out. And they're like, as soon as Diamond sends them, and then Diamond didn't send them because bankruptcy.
Yeah. And the set on them where they won't release anybody's stock back to them.
Yeah.
They never paid for them. And now they're trying to make all these independent creators and publishers pay for storage for stuff that they refuse to release.
So I'm just glad I never went through Diamond. I was really
Mhm.
looking at it. I really was, and I'm glad I didn't. Now I will tell you, I'm looking really hard at Lunar. Um, there's a few issues there that I have to really really work the math on, but but if the numbers are there, if we can make the money right, then so be it. Because the fun part is that you have to, was it $500 per title per listing, right? So like if I've got, say, Rayne of Ages, which is what we're on for tonight, right? I segue us all over the place. And I have, okay, we're going to do the Blood and Stone arc 1 through 5, and we're going to put it out on mainstream distribution with new covers and everything, and we're going to release it monthly, right? Then it's 500 to list issue 1 and 500 to list issue 2 and whatever. So each of those books needs to sell, what is it, like 1,500 copies or 1,600 copies for us just to break even, you know? Um, and that's cool. I get that. I really, really, it's one of those things about being in business. There's sometimes when you have to take risks. And so me and Nick go back and forth as to whether we're going to list it individually, or if we're going to reach out to Anarchic Press again, or if we're going to reach out to Image, or what we're going to do. But the thing is that, and for everyone who's watching this, it won't be the same covers. So if you want the original A and B covers, you'll get them from Kickstarter. When we take stuff to mainstream distribution, it'll be with its own unique cover, and there'll be C or D or E or F or J or whatever, right? So just keep that tight in the head.
I heard the other day, and you know this guy too. You know Frankie B.
Yeah, I've talked to him. I haven't talked to him in a year, but yeah.
Well, you hadn't talked to me in almost a year either. So
Yeah, I know. I was real gone. So for those of you who are wondering, I was not in prison, contrary to popular belief. I worked for the courts. I promise I wasn't in prison. My stepfather died in February, and then my cousin died in July, and then my dad died August 31st. And then I had some health problems beginning of the year. I got injured a couple of times. So yeah, it was 2025 sucked for me. And the first 5 months of this year really really did their best to kill me, but I'm still here.
still kicking. So they got him and the Kaisers and Cowboys, I believe, on Lunar.
When
So
did
it
it?
was.
When is it going out, or did it already go out?
Um, I'm not sure when the FOC is. I know he posted about it with the order codes, so
Mm-hmm.
you can have your shops order them. Um, there was a standard cover, a new cover from him, and another cover from a great kaiju artist from X.
Was it by any chance for Kaiju Unleashed? Was that it? Because this is by Sean Pryor. Have you seen this one? Look at this.
Oh, that's a nice fat one.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
This thing is 239, 240 pages, something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has like some fantastic data in that. So I know I'm supposed to be shilling my own book, but guys, if you're a kaiju fan, pick up Kaiju Unleashed by Sean Pryor and tell him I sent you. He's not going to give you a discount or anything. I just want him to know that I pointed you guys in his direction. That's my second copy of that. Because my son took the other one.
Did he ask first, or he just packed it with him?
He was reading it, and he took it with him, and I just never got it back. He didn't really steal it. He was reading it. I'm not going to take a book away from my son when he's reading, you know? So I tell you, I did get him something. You know, every year I get him like anime and manga figs from Japan. And last year that was hard, but I put an order in for this thing from One Piece that his birthday's in October, and I just wanted to make sure I got it, right? So I ordered it in March, right? Expecting it to take 3 or 4 months, right? Like normal. I got the damn thing in 3 weeks. I know, man, or 2 weeks, something like it. It was either 2 or 3 weeks. It was an incredibly fast turnaround. Yes, Rayne of Ages. For the audience, I'm apologizing. We're catching up while we're supposed to be. Yes, guys, pick up Rayne of Ages, issue 4. If you haven't read Rayne of Ages before, it's a great chance to get all the books. You can get them in print or on digital. And of course, all of our digitals are through Drive-Thru Comics and Drive-Thru RPG. So when you get your digital, not only can you read it and everything, but if you ever happen to have a hard drive failure or lose your PDF, then you can go back to Drive-Thru and you'll find that that book is still in your library there, and you can access it and download it whenever you like.
A good book, especially for somebody like me, who's this path right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So all of your digitals from Sonoma Publishing are still sitting in your Drive-Thru account.
I just have to reset my password because I wouldn't be able to. I can't remember a password from week to week. So
long as you're using the same email address, you won't have a problem. If you forget which email, then you can run into a little bit of difficulty. But they're real good about taking care of things. They really are. They're really, really good about taking care of things. I'll tell you.
So do you have any new RPG stuff on the way?
I do, actually. I am working on Tarot Adventures Book 4. And then I am still working on my own RPG. That is moving along pretty well. We actually are also still have negotiations on our first licensed product. Our second licensing effort is not going so well at the moment, but I'm going to hope that changes soon. I would like to get the first one rolling in 2027 and the second one in 2028, because it looks like it's going to take that long with the contracts. The parent company was sold last year, and the person who I was communicating with was apparently discharged in a staff reduction. So I got to find the person who's now handling his workload and get that solved. But I didn't find out that he was gone until last week, so I haven't really had a lot of time to chase him.
Keep him busy on all fronts. There is 8 more days left for you to get this book. If you've got them all, you can get the new one. You can get multiple covers. And, of course, my favorite thing to say is the Australian variant, because it costs a boatload of money for shipping to Australia. You can download the digital and keep it in that library.
Read it at your convenience. You can actually get all 4 books for $10 through the campaign. So that's over 100 pages worth of comic.
Holy crap. A blast from the past.
I'm actually trying to have a meeting with Phil this weekend. On top of everything else I'm doing, I'm going to try and see if we can get Phil to put together a video for a coming Kickstarter campaign. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I've got to do an interview with Damian Torres and get the time lapse of his color job, and then I'm going to see if I can get Phil to splice those in and make us a nice little video. Because with everything else I'm doing, I literally don't have time to do it. And I've only got 14 days.
Just a tad busy.
Yeah. Well, really, I have 10 days. I have 10 days to get it done in because I've got to submit the other campaign for approval. So it's definitely going to be something, and we got to be ready to rock and roll with that one because we've got stuff coming. You know.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, we're ordering prints tomorrow. Yeah, so a little bit of a large test print batch. So we're ordering as a test print batch. Normally I'd order like 50, right? Just to see how everything rolls off. We're gonna order 500, so that's a small press run for us for prints. Yeah, so we're gonna order 500, and if they're fine, they're fine. If they're not, that's gonna suck. But we have not had a problem with the quality of prints from Mix'em in the entire time we've been doing business with them. So I'm not too worried about that.
Be busy.
Well, I mean, you know, the surprising part is I'm sleeping more now than I have been in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I have to work ferociously in small units of time and then sleep and then get up and work and then get off of work and take care of my little one and then get her to bed at night and then work ferociously in a small unit of time and then sleep. I'm not doing that 3 hours of sleep a night thing anymore. I'm now getting like 6 to 7.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. I feel better.
That's good.
And that's good. I'm still working on losing some weight. I have new motivation for that. Yeah, gonna be working on it. Try and get back down. Probably not gonna get down to fighting weight ever again, but I'd like to lose about 50 pounds.
Well, at our age, we shouldn't be fighting anybody anyhow.
Yeah, you say that. But sometimes you just gotta punch a dude in the nose. I'll tell you the truth though. I have been really good. This is the longest I've gone in my entire life without a fist fight. Yep, for real. I have gone 12 years without a fist fight. Is a personal record.
Since the couple.
I couldn't make out what you said. You broke out real bad.
I said I haven't started any in many decades, but I finished a couple.
Yeah, I don't go around starting any, but you know.
What happens when you used to work at bars?
Yeah, or when you used to be a paramilitary contractor.
Yeah.
Phil says, in the words of the prophet, yes, indeed. In the words of the prophet, indeed. That's gonna break my streak, Phil. There's a joke I can't put on your channel because if I do, your channel would have problems. But it's from that. I don't have any enemies left alive, but I have one dude I'd really like to punch in the nose. And can you imagine? How long have you known me? And when have you ever seen me just openly ready to go? Like I'm just going to deck this dude in the face. You know, I'll tell you, he fucked up.
This is the first time.
Yeah, he made a serious error in his life choices. So, but I'm gonna do my best to be good and to listen to my therapist and not going around and just belting people in the face because that's not productive.
Nope.
But sometimes, man, sometimes. So, have you seen the new Vox Machina cartoon, the season 4?
I haven't started watching it yet, but I saw that it's on Prime. So
Yes. So I would recommend that definitely. And I would recommend, if you have access to Crunchyroll, I would recommend Witch Hat Atelier. It is a beautiful anime. And then next month, one of my favorite anime of all time is coming back with its third season, Mashoko Tensei. Jobless Reincarnation is the English translation on that, and it is a fantastic one. It has a main character that you're not supposed to like, and that's good because no one really does. But he's flawed, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. But he does really stupid shit. He does some really terrible things, and then he tries to do better, and you get to where you're hoping for him, and then he screws up again. You know, it's like in a bad romantic relationship, right? When someone tries really hard and then they go back to being shitty. Hey, the comic guy, what's up, man? We're talking about Rayne of Ages, issue 4, the fourth issue in my dark fantasy black and white comic. The the book itself is done. We've got proof copies in and everything. And we are going to be shipping our fulfillment in July. So if you've read Rayne before, this is a good chance to go pick up issue 4. If you haven't, all 4 issues are available in digital and in print. Pretty easy. And Will's been on the receiving end of my fulfillment, so I guess
yeah, he has more books on time than Marvel and DC put together.
I wouldn't go that far, bro, but thank you. We've
Well,
been we've been a couple of weeks late on a book before.
I gotta because I get mine like I get my pull list once a month shipped to
Wow.
me, and I had just paid it last month and had only had the new box a week when I got a text from the shop owner telling me that my total 2 weeks in was $164.
Holy shit.
I was like, I just paid it. He goes, well, I told you that Lunar and Random House Penguin were having problems with shipping stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they solved that issue. So we just got 3 cases of books that were late for like a month and a half.
Dude, that sucks.
And I'm like, so my total for this past month was almost $300.
Oh wow. See, I felt bad because I spent $24 yesterday. But I'm gonna tell you, we just got a comic shop in town in September, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know they were there until a couple of weeks ago. Because Dad died at the end of August. I've been handling stuff with everything with moving his stuff and all that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus working, plus taking care of Willow and everything else. But I like the shop, man. I think you commented on the video I took of the first day I was in there. They let me do a quick video of it.
Yeah.
That's like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I tell you what I picked up was Elric by Titan Comics. It's the Sleeping Sorceress story
It
arc.
was it was so mad. I used to buy like whenever Elric would come out for any publisher, I would buy it, and I'm getting the Conan stuff. So I'm getting like the regular Conan comic from Jim,
Yep.
and Savage Sword, which has been amazing. It's every time it comes out, like every other month. Whenever I get a copy of that in, that's the first thing on the top of my read pile.
Yep. I have the
And
first. I have the first two issues of the Elric story because it apparently just released like last month and this month. And I'll
mhm,
tell you, they're really good. Now, this second issue, it feels like they rushed in a few spots. It kind of needs probably 12 more pages. But I mean,
yeah,
it's not a light book. It's got probably 24, 28 pages in it anyway. But it's something. Comic Guy, yeah, man, it really did. I lost my stepfather in February of 2025, my cousin in June, and then my dad in September. So it kind of took my entire production and put it on hold. We got one crowdfunding campaign out last year for an art print, and that was it. Which, funny enough, we're doing an art print campaign after this one. It's just gonna knock people's socks off.
it's true. I, I got to sneak peek some some
Line
art.
art, yeah. Damian Torres, man, I tell you, he's something. You know what else too? We're um we're gonna start fulfilling that one right after it closes. The campaign ends, but we're gonna leave it open after that for late pledges for a little while. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that we can get at least 100 backers for it. I think with the especially with it being a celebration of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and it basically for everyone who's watching this art print I'm talking about, we're not going to show that here tonight because it's being colored actually right now, be done tomorrow. Um, is featuring Tibby from my series Tibby and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. But the composition of this art print, one, it's safe for work, so we have a broader audience certainly. But two, we're going with this very Americana composition style that you saw from Norman Rockwell. This piece was really inspired by Rockwell, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, let me get back to Rayne. I keep wandering to like the 10 different projects I have going on. Sorry, Will.
Usually, it's just me running off the rails.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since I've done some streams with Larry, and I was on Dingus Den the other night. I got a couple more coming, but you and I haven't had a chance to catch up. So, So, which is your favorite cover between the two we're offering here? A, the Aisha Gulsenev, or B, the Walter Giovanni?
Here's my favorite right there.
Walter Giovanni, yeah.
Yep.
That has the most pledges so far between the two covers. That color job is by Nick Capone, which kind of makes sense if you look at it. That's definitely Nick
Yeah.
Capone's color style all day long. Those clouds and such that he's done in the background behind that's 100% the same way he colors clouds in some of the art that he's done for our role-playing game stuff.
Yes.
He's really, really phenomenally good about catching those sunsets.
Some of the interior color covers, black and white fantasy,
I still love
line
how he
art
did
in
that
it.
panel break. Yeah, I just love how he did that panel break there. That was a really good choice. And the fun part is when you're doing the creation, you have someone else doing the art, and you're watching as the art takes form and unfolds. As someone who can't draw, that being me, I mean, it's always really great to see what he's cooking up with these. Lulana, yeah. And at the end of 2024, you and I were talking about my concept of a campaign report card,
Yeah.
where we take and divulge the success on the campaign and the metrics and everything, and let people know where we fell in our fulfillment projections so that we can be graded, so that we can have transparency. And we never got to do that because the campaigns didn't fund when we did those, but we're going to do it on this one. And I'm looking forward to that. We're going to take and show how many books we produced, and what our marketing plan is going forward, and how we're going to handle that, and what our expenses were, and all that kind of thing. So without breaking in any of our confidential agreements, so it should be good. I can tell you that we have, I think we have almost $1,000 in cover expenses alone. So, but that, like I said, most
Wow.
that's yeah. But I mean, we pay for stuff through subs through sales. So, um, and those covers were paid for back in 2024.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So everyone's been paid. Um, like we got the lettering done a few weeks ago, and go ahead and paid Taylor for the lettering. So literally, it's just me and Nick. I'll get the books printed. I'll do the fulfillment. Send Nick his copies, me my copies, and then yeah, we're off to the races.
Uh, Do you have an idea of some of the other shows you're going to do for the rest of the year for conventions?
Yeah, there's a couple I'm seeing if I can get into. I really wanted to go to Garden State, but I couldn't swing it, so I didn't apply for it. And the
Hmm.
big part of that was my work schedule, and then the fact I was just coming off two really big cons, and I've got back-to-back crowdfunding campaigns going on. So that's
Yeah.
kind of a problem. It's kind of hard to have a campaign launch, and then the next day you're 12 hours away by car for a 3 day well, yeah, 3 day convention, and then 12 hours back, and all of a sudden the first 96 hours of your campaign are flushed because you weren't anywhere to promote it. So that's the one thing about the crowdfunding too. If you're going to do your crowdfunding and your conventions, try and hit your conventions in the middle of your campaign during that lowest lull of campaign activity, and
Yeah.
use those convention appearances and those book signings and stuff to push people towards the. That sounds bad. Push them towards is not the right way to say that. How about we say it to guide them to the campaign? That's more in line with what we really do. Um, so they can see if they like it, and plus, like a lot of the people that have pledged so far, people who've already pledged for Rayne of Ages. We have a couple people who have come in; they're brand new, but we've got over 100 people who've saved the campaign that haven't pledged yet. So we're probably going to see another 30 to 40 from there because we for this particular title line, we typically see a 38% conversion rate from issues 1, 2, and 3. That's what it and I gotta tell you, man, another 38 backers is going to look really nice on top of that. Um,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong. I've been out of circulation for a year. We'll see.
Well, you know how it is. The final week, those emails, the last final two emails from Kickstarter.
Yep. Yep. And this is only a 14-day campaign. We've only been live for 6 days.
So not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, we're keeping it short because we're focused on getting it funded and fulfilled. Funded and fulfilled. Like we don't have any stretch goals. We don't. We're just funding and fulfilling. So you won't get crowded with a big jar of knickknacks. Stretch goals are fun, don't get me wrong, but when
Yeah.
your goal is to get it into people's hands, that extra complication you don't need. And same thing for the next campaign, the art print campaign. We don't have any stretch goals, but we do have social goals. Like if we hit 100 backers on that, we give a bonus to Damian Torres. If we hit 250 backers from our promotional link, then we're going to pay that channel a bonus. So just trying to make sure that that whole responsible capitalism conversation we were having in 2021,
Yeah.
2022 about how responsible capitalism is similar to the one tenet common across all of the world's major religions, quote unquote, don't be a dick. Will, it's good, man. It's good hanging out with you, bro.
You too. Good catching up.
Yeah, maybe I'm losing my zing. I should really push and schlep the comic more. But the comic's good. The art's fantastic. The covers are gorgeous, and everything's priced afforded according to really real affordability. And you can get all 4 copies of the Aisha Gul Senev covers for $40 plus shipping. I don't know, man. I think we did a good job.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a real pretty cover.
Yeah,
Did you get that one, or did you get the #1 cover with the Medusa?
I think I got Medusa.
Yeah. And this one by Nick Capone. Good God. Nick just really, he just reached down and just nailed this one. We also used this image for our postcards, right? And so we had
Yep.
people who got postcards from us with Rayne on that, and people were like, "Dude, this is cool." And we ended up having to make some postcards for Nick too. I don't know if he sold them at cons or what he did with them, but yeah, it worked out pretty well. And Aisha just went really, really deep on this one and nailed it. That's one of my favorite covers.
Yeah. It's just so good.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta admit though, I've been really fortunate because think about it. Think about the covers that we've gotten from Alexia Veldhausen, from Damien Torres. You know, I mean, from oh Lord, from oops, sorry, that's me. I thought I had that turned off. I'm so sorry, man. Sorry about that. I thought I had it turned off. I was wrong.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, it was one of my alarms going off. But yeah, just fantastic stuff too. Like we did, like Tony Ojeda, the cover for Death Comes to Glenfollow, that zombie apocalypse adventure we did. That cover's really cool. But he turned around and he did a Cthulhu artwork for me that I got in, and we got the prints in just in time for the Lexington Toy and Comic Festival, and people were loving that, man. I should have brought the print book out so I could show you a couple of the new ones before we launch, but I didn't think about it. Next time we do a show before we go live, I'll show you some of the cool stuff we've gotten in.
Well, thanks for hanging out and catching up. Glad you're doing better and
Yeah.
back to making your wears and tears.
Yep. And for everyone who's watching this, guys, make sure you share the link to the stream, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you know what? Let's see if we can get his subscriber count to 5,000 by the end of the year. Let's get this man some audience points so that other people just like you can enjoy his content.
Thanks, Sam.
I've been trying this for years. We haven't got to the 5,000 yet, but we're going to get there. We're going to get
Always
there.
always a work in progress.
You know what you need is an AI anime girl dancing in the background. Just have her flittering around back behind you, you know? Every once in a while she stop and look like, ooh.
Between the fireplace and the piano, yeah.
Yeah. Just have her dance around and go ooh ooh every once in a while. Like not too often, like once every 10 minutes or so. Set a timer on it or something.
With my luck, it would be more like Fat Thor sleeping on the couch.
Well, you know, you can shake it up and do that every once in a while. Probably don't do Thor. Marvel might get pissy about that.
Yeah.
Maybe do
The Norsemen.
the Norseman. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or Olaf, the god of lightning. Or maybe Nito, the reverse Hellion of Asgard. Nito being Odin backwards. We can write that DC style bullshit too.
We'll write everything backwards, like somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, man. I've with Rayne, I keep having to write like spell incantations in Latin and in Elvish, anglicized Elvish, and I keep finding myself going back to Google Translate to see if I've got it because I don't speak either, but I have I have enough of the Latin to I can get some of it together, and then I have to go back and check it. And the Elvish, I get a little bit here and there from a friend of mine, and then I go back and I plug it into like the Sindarin translator and the way it goes. So
40 some years ago, I used to be able to speak a little pig Latin. That was it.
what was really tough was Whispers of Persephone because all of the spell incantations and such are in Hebrew, classical Hebrew. Or no, not classical Hebrew. They're in Greek. I'm sorry, they're in classical Greek. Yeah. The Hebrew thing's another project I have working. You can ignore that for now. You broke up again. Try that one more time.
We'll get back to that one another time.
Groovy. Thanks for having me, brother.
Thanks for coming on. Everybody go check out the campaign. See what tier is right for you, and follow Sam. Just look for Sinopa Publishing on all platforms.
Yes, indeed. And we will be on TikTok by the end of the month.
I'll see you there.
Later, brother.
Thanks. Have a great night.